The São Paulo Grand Prix was expected to be the weekend that rekindled Oscar Piastri's championship push, the moment he could silence the critics, reassert himself in the title fight, and remind the paddock that his early season dominance wasn't a fluke. Instead, it spiraled into a nightmare that shocked the grid, enraged fans, and thrust the FIA into the center of a storm over one of the most contentious penalties of the year. What should have been a straightforward restart became the ignition point for a decision that many within Formula One consider one of the harshest and most baffling rulings of the 2025 season. A 10-second penalty that not only shattered Piastri's race, but also dramatically shifted the championship momentum toward his teammate, Lando Norris. Today, we're diving into everything that happened behind the scenes, the details missed by the broadcast cameras, the murmurs from inside the steward's office, and the new angles and data that have sparked an explosion of outrage throughout the motorsport world. Because what the world initially saw as a normal racing incident was actually the spark that lit one of the biggest controversies of the season. Kimi Antonelli's split-second defensive move, Charles Leclerc's understated reaction, and Piastri's instinctive attempt to avoid disaster all blended into the perfect storm. And as the FIA reacted quickly and decisively, the question echoed through the paddock. Was this truly fair, or was it a politically charged moment in the middle of an intense title battle? If you're someone who loves deep dives, hidden context, and the real story behind Formula One's most dramatic moments, make sure you're subscribed, because this is one you absolutely don't want to miss. The Brazilian Grand Prix was supposed to be Oscar Piastri's moment of redemption, the race where he rebuilt momentum, put pressure back on Norris, and proved that he wasn't fading in the second half of the season. Instead, Interlagos delivered one of the most painful moments of his young career and possibly the decisive turning point of the 2025 championship. The chaos began immediately after the safety car pulled in on lap 6, when three cars, Antonelli, Leclerc, and Piastri, stormed toward turn 1 in a three-wide battle that offered almost no room for error. The smallest miscalculation would determine victory or disaster, and in the middle of that razor-thin moment, Piastri's yellow helmet became the focal point of the FIA's most controversial decision of the season. The contact itself was the definition of a racing incident. Antonelli edged left, perhaps too aggressively, while Piastri, boxed in with nowhere to escape, stayed as close to the white line as physically possible. His brief lockup, which the stewards later interpreted as a loss of control, was in reality a natural reaction to a gap disappearing faster than he could compensate. Many analysts reviewing the footage noted that Piastri still had the corner under control until the very last millisecond, right until Antonelli turned in without leaving the minimum racing room required under the regulations. Replays showed the angle of the Mercedes, the rapidly closing space, and the speed differences all pointing toward a miscalculation by Antonelli rather than a mistake by Piastri. And yet, in an extraordinary decision that left the paddock stunned, the FIA handed Piastri a brutal 10-second penalty, killing his chance at a podium and dealing a devastating blow to his championship. This is where the real controversy began, because the penalty didn't just cost Piastri positions. It cost him 8 critical points that would have put him right behind Norris in the standings. On top of that, he was given 2 penalty points on his super license, turning a questionable racing decision into an official mark against his record. The reaction throughout the paddock was immediate. Drivers, team principals, commentators, analysts, nearly everyone outside the FIA control room believed the punishment was wildly excessive. Even Charles Leclerc, the driver whose race was destroyed in the incident, came to Piastri's defense, saying bluntly that Antonelli saw Piastri and simply didn't leave him space. When the driver most affected by the crash publicly supports the man penalized for it, it raises uncomfortable questions about what the stewards believe they saw. Some insiders claim the decision was made unusually quickly, almost before all camera angles and telemetry had been reviewed. Others believe symbolism played a quiet but influential role, Antonelli securing his best ever F1 result in front of a Brazilian crowd, with Mercedes heavily promoting him as the future face of the team, and an FIA unwilling to undercut that storyline with a penalty that could have stripped away his podium. Whether intentional or not, the optics are hard to ignore. An Antonelli podium creates a feel-good narrative. A Piastri podium tightens the title fight. And with the FIA already under fire this season for inconsistent rulings, the suspicion around the paddock only continued to grow. Then there's the championship situation itself. Lando Norris, already riding high after a run of dominant performances, took full advantage of the chaos, securing a calm, controlled, almost effortless victory, his 7th of the year. Max Verstappen delivered the drive of the day, charging from the pit lane to 3rd after fitting a fresh power unit that looked dangerously strong for the final races of the season. But the biggest storyline was the damage done to Piastri's title campaign, because Norris gained a massive 23 points on his teammate over the weekend. That swing could easily be the gap that decides who becomes world champion. Before Brazil, Piastri looked shaky but still in the fight. After Brazil, he looked wounded. The emotional toll was visible too. For the first time this season, Piastri's post-race comments sounded tired, not just physically, but mentally drained. His remark, "I can't disappear," referring to the squeeze from Antonelli, hit home with fans and pundits alike because it highlights the absurdity of the situation. He had nowhere to go. He braked. He turned. He avoided what could have been a massive crash. But somehow, the blame fell solely on him. Decisions like these eat away at a driver's confidence, especially for someone fighting for their first championship. Meanwhile, on the other side of the garage, Lando Norris has transformed into something entirely different this season. The unlucky, frustrated version of Norris from past years is gone. In his place stands a calm, sharp, and increasingly ruthless competitor who now holds the championship lead with authority and belief. His statement, "Ignore everyone that talks crap about you," reflects a driver who has reached the mental clarity all champions need at this stage of a title run. He believes he can control his destiny. He believes the car is working for him. And perhaps most importantly, he believes the momentum is finally on his side after years of misfortune. As for Max Verstappen, he remains mathematically alive in the title race, but realistically, he needs miracles. His performance in Brazil was brilliant, but the points gap is brutal, and unless chaos strikes at the front, the 3-time champion may simply run out of time. For now, the real battle appears to be within McLaren. Only now the imbalance between the two contenders has widened significantly. With 3 races remaining, Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, there is still a path to the title for Piastri. But it's narrow. He needs perfect weekends. He needs Norris to stumble. He needs Verstappen to steal points. And above all, he needs the FIA to stay completely out of the way, because another controversial decision like the one in Brazil could end his championship hopes for good. If Piastri loses this title because of an overzealous call from the stewards, it will haunt him for years. And so the question now is simple. Was this true justice? Or has Oscar Piastri become the latest victim of an FIA ruling that could alter the course of a championship? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Do you believe Piastri deserved the penalty? Or did the stewards make a massive mistake that could shape the 2025 Formula One title forever?